Welcome back to the second upload of the 45-45. Today we're going to talk about Manchester City, their result against Southampton, and then of course talk about the Europa League results that impacted some of the biggest teams that are still in that competition. I think first we're going to start with Manchester City and then just dive into the Europa League and what happened last night. So let's get right into it on the 45-45 podcast. So are we even surprised? Manchester City bounced back from their 2-0 defeat to their nosy neighbors Manchester United by thrashing Southampton 5-2. And it's starting to look really bad for Southampton. I'm not really going to get into that, but they're conceding a lot of goals. They're struggling to find victories. And of course, it's Manchester City. It's a difficult side, but things are looking pretty down for Southampton. I do think they can turn it around. I don't think they're going to be relegated. They're too good of a side to get relegated, but they need to start getting some wins. Other than that, Manchester City dominating again. 2 goals from Kevin De Bruyne, 2 goals from Riyad Mahrez, and to finish it off, a wonderful goal from İlkay Gündoğan. Although it was a tap-in, I think Gündoğan has had a fantastic season. He's probably one of Manchester City's best players this season, if not their best. I think he's their top goal scorer. But of course, take nothing away from Kevin De Bruyne. Take nothing away from Riyad Mahrez, who had a fantastic game. He kind of drifts in and out. Kind of reminds me of Anthony Martial when it comes to consistency. Some games he's really quiet. Some games he's not even there. And some games he just sparks to life. I think this season, Anthony Martial has been quiet in most of the games that he's played. But Riyad Mahrez has kind of had that 50-50 where he shows his talent and he shows he's a wonderful acquisition for any club in the Premier League, for any club in Europe's top leagues. And he's on Manchester City, scoring a brace, I think getting a couple of assists. Kevin De Bruyne, fantastic player. We already know that. Manchester City are dominant. They're most likely going to end up winning the league. Like I said in the last video a couple of days ago, I do not think that they can capitulate. I don't think they will. I think they're going to lift the trophy again. But it was just another dominant performance from Pep Guardiola and his side. And it kind of makes me wonder, are Manchester City going to be the team to beat, for the next 3 to 4 years? I think the likes of Manchester United are trying to get there, but there's so many different things going on with Manchester United. We have Liverpool struggling, but once they get Van Dijk back, will they turn back into that dominant side that they were a season ago? I think there's too many parameters, and Manchester City have a fully fit squad. They have an understanding. They work together as a team. They're hardworking, talented individuals. It's going to be difficult to stop Manchester City over the next couple of years in the Premier League. We'll just have to wait and see what they do in the Champions League to see if they're really going to cement themselves as the #1 best team in the world. So moving on from Manchester City's thrashing of Southampton, we're going right into the Europa League, where we have some interesting fixtures and interesting results. We have Manchester United versus AC Milan. We had Tottenham versus Dinamo Zagreb. We also had Arsenal versus Olympiacos. And stay tuned, we're going to get right into that. So first, let's get right into the victories. We had Arsenal beating Olympiacos in Greece. Martin Odegaard scoring his first goal for the club since his January move from Real Madrid. We had new signing Gabriel also scoring. And Mohamed El Neni securing the deal for Arsenal as they beat Olympiacos 3-1 in the first leg to have 3 away goals and pretty much see their way through to the next round of the competition. I think it was incredible for Martin Odegaard to score his first goal. He's an incredible talent. I believe he's still only 21 years old. Has so much room to grow. Who knows if Arsenal are going to sign him to a permanent deal. But I think he is one player that fits Arsenal's playstyle. He fits Arteta's game plan. And he scored a great goal today. I think Arsenal were fantastic. They have to win the Europa League. To all my Arsenal fans, I know, I don't want to be slandering Arsenal. Like I said in the video a couple of days ago, Xhaka is not really an Arsenal caliber player. But Saka, Emil Smith-Rowe, Martin Odegaard, these are the type of players that you guys need to progress forward. I don't see you making top 4 in the Premier League. If Liverpool has a way off chance of making it, then Arsenal have no chance, I'm sorry. But to take from that, you guys are playing some great football in the Europa League. I think Arsenal is going to make a push for the title that they kind of need to win in order to get Champions League football. And it was a great result nonetheless. Going into the second leg at the Emirates Stadium, Arsenal have basically nothing to play for. They can play, I want to say, a kind of weakened side. They just can't concede. and they'll be fine. They'll go through to the next round. But I think it's imperative that Arsenal win the Europa League because top four is done. They may get the Europa League spots, but I know Arsenal fans want Champions League. And in order to attract the biggest players, you need Champions League. So good performance, good result by Arsenal. And hopefully they can go far in this competition. But we'll have to wait and see. Moving on from the Arsenal victory, we have Tottenham Hotspurs beating Dinamo Zagreb by 2-0, with Harry Kane scoring both goals to give Tottenham the advantage going into the second leg. Harry Kane is still the best striker in England in my opinion. His ability to hold up the play, his ability to sometimes even get in behind. He has a wonderful shot, he's lethal. He knows how to hold up the ball, allow his teammates to get into positions, and his distribution this season has been fantastic. He has 16 goals and 13 assists in the Premier League, which is mind-blowing. He's the Europa League's top goal scorer with 8 and 7. I mean, this guy is incredible. He knows exactly what he wants to do on the field. He knows exactly where his teammates will be. His connection with Heung-min Son in the Premier League has been fantastic. I think Harry Kane is going to have to leave Tottenham Hotspur one day in order to really make a claim for himself that he is the best striker in the world. He's not going to win much at Tottenham Hotspurs. He may win, the domestic cup here and there, like the EFL Cup. Or maybe they might win the Europa League this season. But I think in the grand scheme of things, he's not going to win much at Tottenham. He's already been there for majority of his career. I think a move maybe to a team like Manchester United or even Real Madrid will probably be the best bet. He'll be able to actually contribute with a bunch of other world-class players. I think somewhere like Real Madrid. He'd definitely lead them to a La Liga title. He could even bring them back to their former glories. Of course, not to the level that Cristiano Ronaldo did, because as we mentioned in the previous video, Ronaldo is just head and shoulders above the rest. But Harry Kane is a phenomenal player, and he can do a job at basically any team. So congratulations to Spurs for the 2-0 victory over Dinamo Zagreb. Going into the second leg, they have that advantage on aggregate. And we'll see what they can do. We'll see how far they can go, just like Arsenal in the Europa League. Moving on now to the final fixture that we're going to talk about today is Manchester United versus AC Milan. Manchester United at Old Trafford facing an AC Milan side that is second in the Serie A. Manchester United is also second in the Premier League. These are two former teams that had so much glory in the past and have really fallen off in the past 10 years. So it's incredible to see both teams in the Europa League. This game finished 1-1, with Manchester United opening the scoring with Amad Diallo after 2 disallowed goals in the first half by AC Milan. And AC Milan got the equalizer in the 92nd minute with a header from Kjaer. Manchester United will feel pretty disappointed, feel pretty hard done by. They had gilt-edged chances. One in the first half with Harry Maguire where, I'm going to put the picture up right now. I don't know how the ball didn't end up in the back of the net. Something with Harry Maguire and his finishing, whether it's his heading or just finishing with his feet. He's terrible at it. He's not a good finisher. He's not a good header of the ball despite being 6'4". Manchester United have a lot of chances in this game. So did AC Milan. So you can say that the 1-1 result was equal. But going into the second leg, Milan have the advantage. Manchester United have to score in order to go through to the next round. And I think they kind of did it to themselves. When you look back on this match, you had the Harry Maguire chance. You had the Daniel James wide open goal where he shanked it with his left foot and it went wide. Manchester United are known for wasting a lot of chances this season. A lot of games drawn when they could have been games won. Losing out to late, silly equalizers. I think this one, it's a mixture of poor defending with Dean Henderson's lack of concentration. I think he could have saved that. I think if it was David De Gea, he would have saved that. He would have at least, palmed it over the bar. But take nothing away from Dean Henderson. He's a fantastic goalkeeper. He's still learning. This is his second game, back-to-back for a while. He's been on the bench and understudy to David De Gea. And now he has his chance to prove that he could be Manchester United's #1 goalkeeper for the next couple of years. That's just one blip. David De Gea had a massive amount of mistakes when he first came to the club. And look how that turned out. He became easily the best goalkeeper in the world for, one or two seasons at Manchester United. So I think Dean Henderson needs time. I think Manchester United need to really sort out and figure out their finishing, because these chances are chances that they have to be taking. And if they had taken those chances, the game complexion would look completely different. They'd have won the game. They'd have been a little bit more comfortable. Now they have to go to the San Siro in Milan and score. And it's always going to be difficult against a very defensive, rugged backline of AC Milan. I think Tomori, coming in from Chelsea on loan, did a fantastic job. His pace really benefits AC Milan, with the likes of Anthony Martial running in at you, or Mason Greenwood or Diallo. His pace really helps keep AC Milan's backline solid. And we'll see how the second leg goes. We'll see if Zlatan Ibrahimovic will be back and available for the second leg. But Manchester United is another team in England that could potentially win the Europa League. They're second in the table in the Premier League right now, so they don't necessarily have to win the Europa League to make the Champions League qualifications. But they need a trophy. The trophy list under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, I don't think he's a big game manager, and I don't think he's the manager to lead Manchester United to the glory that they once had. He's not tactically, adept to the big games. I saw in that game yesterday where it's the 75th minute, they're 1-0 up, they need a second goal to give them a cushion. He takes off Bruno Fernandes for a defender. He brings on Brennan Williams and Luke Shaw, takes off Daniel James, brings on Fred. So by the end of the game, Manchester United had 3 defensive midfielders on the field and 5 defenders on the field. You're 1-0 up against AC Milan. I don't see the need to bring on that many defensive-minded players, because what happens with the remaining 15 minutes, Manchester United are being pegged back, because they can't get the ball up the field. They don't have someone who can actually hold on to the ball and get numbers up the field. You have Fred, who can't really pass, McTominay, who can't really pass. Matic is not there, for his retention. He's there to give the ball up and defend when he's needed. I mean, some of the decisions that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer makes will frustrate a lot of fans, I think neutral and Manchester United fans. But it will encourage, other teams when they come to play against Manchester United, like, okay, we can just set up in this defensive shape, because Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has no clue on how to fix, and tactically change in the middle of a game. Paul Pogba is still injured. Donny van de Beek is still injured. These are players that know how to hold the ball. They can slow the game down. They can kind of play the game at their tempo. But Manchester United, they have McTominay, they have Fred. 2 players that give the ball away so often. It's going to be interesting into the season if Manchester United can't get these players back, Pogba, Van de Beek. But Van de Beek barely even plays, so we'll have to see where that develops. But like I said, Manchester United have the opportunity to win some silverware. They're also still in the FA Cup, but they have Leicester, which is going to be tough, and Manchester City is still in the FA Cup. So there are chances for silverware. The Premier League, I believe, is gone. I think that's Manchester City's. But they still have the opportunity to get some silverware, like I said. So we'll just have to wait and see. So I think that's going to do it for this episode of the 4545 podcast. It was a double upload today. I just want to see, if you guys would prefer the shorter videos that are kind of more, centralized towards a topic, instead of me just talking about, many topics in a 20-minute long video. I think for those 20-minute long videos, those can be recaps for one particular league, like I did. I did the Premier League fixtures. But for a midweek fixture list like this one, where we had Champions League, we had the Premier League, even some La Liga, and we had the Europa League, I think it'd be better to just, separate these videos and post them, with different titles, and just have a discussion. I hope this is something that you guys would enjoy. Please let me know. Please give me some feedback in the comment section below if this is what you want going forward, and I'd be happy to do this. Like I said, this is something that I want to do professionally. So getting this experience, having feedback from fans and soccer fans alike, I think it'll be fantastic. So I really appreciate all that you guys have done for me. Please like, comment, subscribe, share this with your friends and family, and diehard fans who love the game as much as I do. Thank you so much for watching, and tune into the next episode of the 4545 podcast. Hopefully I can get that up by Sunday night. But thank you so much, like I said, for watching. and peace.